open up the Park Commission's meeting for December 21st, 23. Start with the pledge.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a quorum. See any adjustments? I don't see any public. Review of minutes from the 16th meeting.
Shelley, I just realized it auto-corrected your last name to a Y.
Oh.
Liberty, Liberty. I was like, wait a minute, that's not how you spell that.
Looks good. That was a motion from Shell. I'll second it. Any other discussion? All in favor? So moved. Any correspondence, Pat?
Nope.
No permits?
No permits.
New business? I don't see any. Continuing business. Jim said there's no Lake and Library Loop update unless you have anything. Pickleball tennis update. You guys still talking?
Yeah, we're waiting on the two representatives to come together and discuss the proposals, so
Nice.
in the holiday, I mean, we're waiting till after.
Yeah,
makes
sure.
sense.
Ice rink. Were you getting us prices or something?
So the ice rink, right now, the idea is having it over in Wausau. And the engineer that's putting together the plan for the whole park is gonna think of some pointers and ideas on where to put the rink and how to fit it into the actual plan.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Good to
So he's
know.
gonna give us, I mean, some ideas to look at,
Nice.
so.
Perfect. And then you gave us some information on dog parks, which made me think about things I
So
never thought about.
the packet we have in here basically gives you a few ideas on considerations on how to build a park and certain areas to look at. You know, everything from the type of surface, landscaping, hygiene. They talk about hygiene, safety first, who's in charge, you know, everything you need to know when it comes to putting a park together. And maintenance, which is a big thing. So looking into all these different parks throughout the state, I've noticed that a lot of these parks, they have organizations that come in and donate the money. Yeah, it's like refuge, animal refuge. They come in, they donate money, and then these towns are coming in and maintaining their responsibilities just to take care of the park. There's one here, like, if you guys want to look at it, it's a couple of examples here. And then this one here is from Standish. And like where I have it highlighted, it shows how, you know, the park's funded.
So in this, it says like the AKC obviously recommends space for a dog park to be 1 acre or more. What is that? What do we, I mean, not that we have to go by this, but
No.
what is that actual space down there that we'd be looking at? Do we know what that?
Well,
what
that's,
the land
we were
is?
talking, one of the biggest problems we have right now is green space.
Yeah,
Where are we gonna put it?
yeah,
Because right now, with the, like, the playground going in, the amount of green space that we could actually use is
some
limited,
walks.
so.
Hmm.
But they're talking like, when they say 1 acre, it's the more space that you give the dogs to run.
Yeah, to be better, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. I mean, we're talking a small area versus some, I mean.
Yeah.
Some communities don't have any green space, like at all, so that's where they take their dogs versus us, like, there are alternatives.
You go into the
So
city.
you don't need a huge, you don't,
Yeah.
I don't think you need an acre, like, that's the size of
Right.
my lot in my house.
If you go into the city, like we went to New York City this past weekend and we were going down through these streets and there's a little dog park of the size of this room. Right in the
Just like in
city.
the middle.
And I don't know, it's crazy. They recommend more space
Yeah.
for dogs to run.
So can you find out from the plan, from engineer, whoever, what we have for usable green space? And if this,
What would be?
if this constitutes using green space, because it's still gonna be green, but it's just gonna be a limited use.
Yeah,
Cause we had kind of mentioned possibly doing it where it's wet and you can't do anything, right? But then you don't, right? Is that? where
we
considered
thought
it
about
last?
that, and then we also talked
was
about
the other
behind the tennis court.
Oh, that's
beside
right.
the-
Yes, that's right. Which might be better because then you don't have as much traffic going by it. You
yeah,
know, if we were to consider putting it over there, people who walk by all the time, like,
Yeah.
feel like, does it, so if it's
Yeah.
over by the tennis, if it's back behind there, then. Like, are we talking back behind, almost like towards Parkside-ish, that behind the tennis court, or like?
Initially, we talked about the little, where the art show was. in between the
Yeah,
tennis
yeah,
court,
okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking, like, your traffic is different over there,
yeah.
you know,
Oh,
like, you
yeah.
don't have to worry about a dog, like. Barking at everybody who walks by, like,
Well, the other thing that was brought up too, was I mentioned to Jim, was like the deck at Parkside, people eating, or you got tennis players, like right there.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that came up was on the other side, you also got the condos right there. I mean, what are you gonna get for certain things?
I do, yeah, and like people eating out at Parkside on the deck in front of homes, the dogs barking on.
But it's consideration, what things to consider when you're.
Yeah, I never would have thought of
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
I'm not saying you can't do it, but you do gotta
You wanna
consider
make,
it.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, as far as we're concerned, I don't know what other green space the park
that's what I-
commission would
I know,
have any
right.
say. Like, if you look, you gotta find, it'd just be another green space in town that's not necessarily something we would govern.
But that's what I mean by limited
Yeah,
green space.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
everything,
all right.
there's always stuff to consider when you're looking at it.
I could put it
what,
across
what
from-
about the
Tell me.
Depot Street parking lot that's at the back, the big?
I know, I actually brought that up and,
And
but,
it's away
But
from
there's
people.
houses on the other side though, isn't there?
but,
Yeah.
but.
But
it's-
that
it's
gets
heavily
used for
used during the
parking,
winter. It's
it,
heavily
and it
used.
does,
Yeah, it
even in the
does.
summer, there's
And-
people parked down there.
And then to turn it into like green space would cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's,
That is definitely used for overflow parking.
Yeah,
And even the lot right here in Pleasant too, I mean,
Yeah.
that's, yeah.
That's always-
I mean,
When you start
park
thinking
is
about
a-
an area of land that's not
Yeah.
used, right? it's-
yeah, that's
parking is
true.
a huge problem, you know, when it's a busy week,
Sure.
so taking that away, I don't know if we could do it.
Yep.
Yeah, so. And actually, the other thing on dog parks, our town insurance would cover it.
Yep.
The only thing they said was that you have, it's proper signage. The other thing was the language on the signs. Proper disposal of, dog waste, garbage. And then where you put the like 911 signs, if there was an emergency,
Gotcha.
stuff like that.
So, just more things to think about, but as far as the park's concerned, oh yeah, it's really. And then if you do cross over the park road, then it is all wet on the other side,
And, yeah, I just don't know.
and I don't know if you could address that by bringing anything in,
Yeah,
fill wise or anything to.
Well, and that would also be okay for. Like, cause then you would fill it, but then what would you put, like, what do you put over it?
That's
More
right,
Grass or?
well, so
Stone or what?
Yeah, like. what
you're
do
talking
you
about like the surface.
Yeah, well, to get it up to help get out of the wet area, if
Yeah.
you will, you know.
Some dog parks use the wood chips that we use on the playgrounds.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, that's one you could build it up, but. Yeah, so,
I mean, it is an option, but
Could you
it's
get,
money.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's more
say-
money because now you're talking about having to more earthwork to make that.
well, and that's the other thing, like, when I talk about other towns, the way they donate money and then you get grants out there too,
I saw that, yeah.
yeah, so.
Could you get some pricing on fences, like 4-foot fence, how much a foot, just so we have that too? I'm curious, what we'd be looking at, just say we found an area and we wanted to fence it in, what we're looking at. But, all right, yeah, more involved than I anticipated.
Yeah, always is, agree.
Well.
Should we just a quick one, swim dock? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
all right, well,
currently
that's-
underwater, but,
Yeah. So I got a couple things that I just wanna update you guys on, and.
just because it was on the last.
That was one of them. So down at Haley Pond Park, we got the warmer hut in,
Oh, it's good.
and it took a little hit with, as you know, you see it.
Yeah.
Took a little hit with the rain, the pond came up quite a bit. But that's in, just waiting for the ice to get solid.
But it's okay.
The playground install is all buttoned up for the winter. And come spring, we got wood chips to put in and some touch-ups to go with that, so. And then the swim dock, big question mark right now, you know. They were hoping to get the excavator down once everything froze, but right now it's. You know, with the way the lake is, we need some ice. Just. I haven't really caught up with them since the storm, but I'm thinking it's gonna hamper the schedule a little bit.
I know, I'm hoping that we don't get bumped or something, because it's gonna lose like a month worth of work probably.
Yeah. But he, you know, the last I knew, it was his priority, this job right here was Lynn's first priority, that's what I was told.
Good.
I did, yeah, so I did go down, cause Cole saw, we were driving by and he happened to be looking across and saw the playground equipment. And he's like, oh, you know, so I brought him down into the park and then I like looked and saw the dock, I was like, oh my God. And then I saw the berm that you had of where, how far the wood chips would go and the water was like up to that wood chips and I was like, wow. Like I just wasn't expecting that much water down
Oh,
there,
you
I
were down
guess.
there yesterday,
Yeah.
and you saw how it was just completely covered.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was like, wowzers, okay.
I don't think I've ever seen the dock.
I don't think I've ever seen it like
So,
that. That was insane.
Yeah.
Did you get any water in your place?
Nope.
How far did it come up to your
For, we're above the pond quite a bit,
Yeah.
so it's fine, but my cabin behind the inn came right up to the deck up back, which I mean.
So the groundwork, I'm sorry, to go back to the playground, there's still some groundwork that has to be done to meet. code?
There is a
Or
couple, closer to the Shield walkway.
Yeah.
There's a couple, we gotta bring it out just a little bit.
Okay, so it's,
But
I'm gonna leave the same thing, cause
Yeah,
that's
it's
still
just
where
a
we
couple
are.
of touch-ups.
Okay.
Then the wood chips, and then we should be good. Just do the last inspection, make sure everything's good, tight. And hopefully the dock is done too, by spring.
I would hope by February you could.
I'm not saying hoping, I think it's gotta be.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all we have to do is just put the basketball hoops in, so.
Oh my gosh, my kids were like, oh, you could, we're gonna have double
Yeah.
rims or something. I was like, keep those, yeah, keep you guys from
Well, they're not double, they're not double
macing
rims.
them or something. I don't know. They all thought they were double rims. It's like, I don't know.
Kids came up to me, it's like, you're not getting those double rims, are you?
Yeah, they're
Like, no.
so anti the double rim.
Probably feel smart enough to
I'm actually kind of excited. I wanted those up before winter came, but just the cement came in a little late.
Straight full.
Everything was behind, even the playground. They were like 2-3 weeks behind. That's why we were where we are right now.
Yep.
Since they were behind
But it's in.
schedule.
Yeah, thank God, right.
But yeah, that's about it.
That's it, nothing else? Anybody else have anything? Next meeting, January 18th, motion adjourned.
5:12.
Yeah. that's
We
it.
haven't done a quickie with it.
Told you,
Wild.
told you, all in favor?
Bye.
So moved, yeah. Yeah, it was our Christmas bonus, we snuck that in.
Who made the motion?